Genghis Khan and his family and what
cool.
they did. Dude, they killed 10% of the population of Earth while he was alive. They killed so many people that they affected the carbon footprint of human beings on Earth.
Get ready to be shocked as we reveal one of the most groundbreaking discoveries of the century. Scientists believe they have finally unearthed the long-lost tomb of the legendary Genghis Khan, a burial site that has remained hidden for centuries. And guess what? Joe Rogan, the host of the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, has recently shed light on this earth-shattering discovery, revealing unsettling artifacts found within the tomb. What is the exact location of Genghis Khan's final resting place? And what shocking relics were buried alongside one of history's most fearsome conquerors? For years, historians and adventurers alike have speculated about the whereabouts of Genghis Khan's tomb. The secrecy surrounding his burial is the stuff of legend. It is said that the great Khan's tomb was deliberately hidden in an unmarked location designed to be impossible to find. Some believe that those who buried him were executed to ensure the site remained a secret forever. Genghis Khan is not just a historical figure, he is a national hero in Mongolia. The search for his tomb represents more than just an archaeological endeavor. It's a deep spiritual connection between the Mongolian people and their ancestral heritage. Finding the tomb would be like discovering a lost chapter of history, a moment that could redefine our understanding of one of the greatest rulers the world has ever known. But the mystery of his resting place has captured more than just the attention of historians. The idea that his tomb could be hidden somewhere in the vast, rugged landscapes of Mongolia has fascinated people around the world. Some theories suggest that it might be located near his birthplace, while others believe it could be concealed in the remote mountainous regions of Mongolia, making it nearly impossible to locate. Recently, Joe Rogan and his guest took a deep dive into the mystery behind Genghis Khan's burial site, discussing secret archaeological discoveries made over the past 5 years. Before we get into the details of these groundbreaking finds, it's essential to understand who Genghis Khan was and why his legacy still looms so large in history. Genghis Khan, born as Temujin in the 12th century, was not just a warrior. He was a visionary leader who reshaped the world. He united warring nomadic tribes and built the largest contiguous empire in history. Through a combination of military brilliance, strategic alliances, and sheer determination, he rose from the harsh Mongolian steppes to become the undisputed ruler of a vast empire. One of his most significant accomplishments was his military prowess. His conquests were unlike anything the world had ever seen. His forces were disciplined, highly mobile, and devastatingly effective in battle. The Battle of Jaxartes in 1219, where his army crushed the Khwarezm Empire, showcased his tactical brilliance. With superior horsemanship, unmatched archery skills, and a deep understanding of battlefield strategy, his forces overwhelmed their enemies time and time again. His military genius was further proven in the Battle of Kalka River in 1223. Here, the Mongols faced the formidable Kievan Rus and their allies. Despite being heavily outnumbered, Genghis Khan's forces used superior mobility and coordination to achieve yet another stunning victory. These triumphs sent shockwaves through the world, cementing the Mongol Empire's reputation as an unstoppable force. But there was something else that set Genghis Khan apart from other rulers of his time: his approach to governance. Unlike many conquerors, he did not force his own religious beliefs on those he conquered. Instead, he embraced religious tolerance, allowing his subjects to worship freely. This level of inclusivity was rare for the era and contributed to the stability of his empire. But now, with new discoveries coming to light, the biggest question remains: what exactly did scientists find inside Genghis Khan's tomb? What secrets were sealed away for nearly 800 years? The revelations might just change everything we thought we knew about the great Khan. This policy of religious tolerance helped to create a sense of unity among Genghis Khan's subjects. people across his vast empire were not forced to abandon their faiths or convert to a specific religion, which helped maintain stability and cooperation among different communities. The Mongol Empire wasn't just a war machine. It was a melting pot of cultures, languages, and traditions. Genghis Khan understood the value of knowledge, and rather than destroying the societies he conquered, he sought to integrate their expertise into his administration. He recruited skilled individuals from across his empire, employing them in various roles based on their abilities rather than their backgrounds. This system of meritocracy allowed the Mongols to govern efficiently and facilitated the exchange of ideas, innovations, and technologies across the empire. Genghis Khan actively sought out scholars, engineers, and artisans from different cultures, encouraging intellectual and technological advancements. His empire became a hub of learning where medical techniques, architectural designs, and military strategies from different civilizations were shared and refined. This cultural exchange left a lasting impact, not only on Mongolian society, but on neighboring regions as well. One of the most significant examples of Genghis Khan's openness to other cultures was his engagement with the Islamic world. Despite not being a Muslim himself, he recognized the immense contributions of Islamic scholars and civilizations. He fostered diplomatic relations with Muslim leaders, sought advice from religious scholars, and even appointed Muslim advisors to his court. These experts played crucial roles in governance, trade, and administration, strengthening the empire's efficiency and global influence. But in 1227, Genghis Khan's reign came to an end. He passed away during a military campaign in the western regions of his empire, leaving behind a legacy that would shape the course of history. The exact cause of his death remains a topic of debate among historians. Some accounts suggest that he fell from his horse during a hunt, sustaining fatal injuries. Others propose that he succumbed to an illness or infection. Regardless of the cause, his death marked the end of an era and created a power vacuum that would lead to significant shifts in the Mongol Empire's future. Joe Rogan has expressed deep fascination with this shocking new discovery, discussing its potential impact on global historical narratives and even international relations. But before we explore why this find is so significant, let's take a closer look at the mystery itself. Why has Genghis Khan's tomb remained one of history's greatest enigmas? The tomb of Genghis Khan has long been a subject of speculation, inspiring countless legends, novels, and academic inquiries. While historical records are scarce, myths and rumors have flourished. According to ancient stories, Genghis Khan ordered that his burial site remain forever hidden. Those who participated in the burial were allegedly executed to ensure the location's secrecy. Some even claim that rivers were diverted over the tomb and that wild horses were set loose to erase any traces of human activity. With such a shroud of mystery surrounding the tomb, its location has captivated researchers, adventurers, and historians for centuries. But uncovering it has proven to be a delicate challenge. On one hand, archaeologists are determined to solve this ancient puzzle. On the other, Mongolian traditions hold Genghis Khan as a sacred national figure, and many believe that disturbing his tomb would be an act of disrespect. This tension between scientific discovery and cultural reverence has made the search for Genghis Khan's tomb especially complicated. Despite numerous attempts using everything from satellite imagery to ancient texts, and even the migratory patterns of local animals, the elusive burial site has remained hidden. Many believe it lies somewhere in the sacred Burkhan Khaldun mountain, a site deeply intertwined with Mongolian history and folklore. Then, against all odds, a groundbreaking discovery changed everything. What was once thought impossible, a feat many deemed too ambitious or even sacrilegious, suddenly became a reality. In an age where technology can peer into the depths of space, it was only a matter of time before we turned our gaze inward, seeking answers buried in the past. Now, for the first time in history, we no longer need to rely on campfire tales and speculation. Scientists have uncovered tangible, irrefutable evidence that challenges the long-held myths surrounding Genghis Khan's tomb. The significance of this revelation cannot be overstated. It has the potential to rewrite history as we know it. So, what exactly did they find? And what challenges did they face in unearthing this legendary tomb? In a stunning turn of events, a team of archaeologists has made a discovery that has reignited the world's fascination with Genghis Khan and sent shockwaves through the academic community. The remarkable find took place in a remote region near Burkhan Khaldun Mountain in Mongolia, a location that has long been speculated to be the conqueror's final resting place. Interestingly, the discovery was not made by treasure hunters or historians, but by a team of scientists studying ancient climate patterns. While analyzing soil sediments, they stumbled upon an unusual burial site, one that appeared to be meticulously crafted and fit for a ruler of immense significance. Equipped with state-of-the-art scientific instruments, the archaeologists embarked on an extensive excavation to unearth the secrets of this remarkable site. They utilized ground-penetrating radar to map the subterranean structure, while advanced metal detectors identified artifacts buried deep beneath the surface. Drones outfitted with high-resolution cameras provided an aerial perspective of the challenging terrain, aiding in the strategic planning of the dig. As these technological tools converged, they revealed a burial site unlike any other. Intricate carvings adorned the stone walls. Symbols of power and influence were etched into the surroundings, and remnants of ceremonial offerings lay scattered throughout. The pivotal moment arrived when inscriptions resembling ancient Mongol script were deciphered, pointing strongly to this being the long-lost tomb of Genghis Khan. As news of the discovery spread, the world held its breath. This revelation had the potential to reshape history and challenge long-held narratives about one of the most influential figures in human civilization. Historians, archaeologists, and scientists eagerly anticipated what lay within the tomb, but the discovery also presented a unique set of complications. Given the monumental significance of the find to Mongolia's national heritage, the Mongolian government was deeply involved in every step of the excavation process. Ethical considerations loomed large. Was it right to disturb a site so deeply entwined with Mongolian culture and identity? The team proceeded with the utmost care, ensuring that every action taken honored both historical integrity and cultural sensitivity. Despite these challenges, the meticulous work continued. Scientists, clad in specialized gear, worked tirelessly around the clock, carefully documenting each stage of the excavation. Onlookers and government officials maintained a respectful distance, while periodic updates fueled discussions and debates across academic and public spheres. The magnitude of the discovery prompted experts from diverse fields to lend their insights. Linguists examined the inscriptions, historians cross-referenced ancient texts, and anthropologists analyzed the cultural implications. This interdisciplinary approach underscored the gravity of the moment. Human history was being rewritten before their eyes. But as the archaeologists prepared to open the tomb, an eerie sense of unease settled over the team. The usual excitement that accompanied groundbreaking historical finds was strangely absent, replaced by a growing apprehension. It became clear that what lay within these ancient stone walls was not merely a collection of royal artifacts, but something far more perplexing, something that defied conventional understanding. Carefully breaking the seals, the team uncovered breathtaking objects of grandeur. Gem-encrusted swords, elaborately detailed armor, and inked scrolls, still perfectly preserved despite the centuries, spoke to the wealth and craftsmanship of Genghis Khan's era. But as they delved deeper, they stumbled upon artifacts that defied explanation. Some objects appeared to be composed of materials far more advanced than anything expected from the 13th century. Anachronistic gadgets of unknown purpose, rudimentary mechanical devices, and intricate metallic structures hinted at a level of technological sophistication that surpassed historical records. Most baffling of all were the inscriptions and symbols found on these artifacts. They bore no resemblance to any known language, yet they were etched with an extraordinary level of precision, far too intricate to have been crafted by hand. Some researchers speculated that the markings had been executed by an advanced machining process, one seemingly out of place for the time period. The mystery deepened when DNA analysis of the remains within the tomb yielded baffling results. The genetic markers contained anomalies not found in any known human lineage, defying categorization. This raised unsettling questions about Genghis Khan's origins and hinted at a past far more enigmatic than history had ever suggested. Among the most disturbing discoveries were ritualistic items that did not align with known Mongol traditions. Ceremonial daggers arranged in complex patterns, containers filled with unidentifiable organic compounds, and inscriptions referencing celestial bodies and cosmic phenomena hinted at an ancient belief system lost to time, or perhaps something even more extraordinary. One particularly perplexing artifact was an aged parchment that resembled a map. But this was no ordinary cartographic document. Its landforms were completely unrecognizable, as if it depicted an entirely different world. Even more unsettling among the relics were a collection of smooth, translucent stones that emitted a faint glow. Any electronic device brought near these stones malfunctioned inexplicably, as if the artifacts possessed some unknown energy. These discoveries went beyond historical analysis. They ventured into the realm of the existential. If these artifacts were indeed from Genghis Khan's time, they suggested knowledge, technology, or perhaps even contact with forces far beyond what we had ever imagined. The unsettling question arose: was Genghis Khan's story part of a greater, more complex mystery, one that history had failed to record? As word of these perplexing finds spread, reactions ranged from skeptical dismissals to wild speculation. Some researchers argued that the artifacts were elaborate hoaxes, while others insisted they were merely products of trade with distant civilizations. Yet a more radical theory began to emerge, one that suggested Genghis Khan may have had access to advanced knowledge, or even contact with an otherworldly presence. The debate surrounding the authenticity and implications of these discoveries continues to this day. Scholars, scientists, and historians from around the world are rigorously examining the artifacts, employing the latest advancements in technology to unlock their secrets. DNA sequencing, carbon dating, and chemical analysis are being conducted to determine the true age and origin of these puzzling objects. Linguists, historians, and archaeologists are working together to decipher the enigmatic inscriptions, hoping to uncover messages lost to time. Every discovery adds another layer to the enigma, reinforcing the idea that the legacy of Genghis Khan, once thought to be well understood, remains one of history's greatest mysteries. The story of Genghis Khan's tomb is no longer just a tale of conquest and empire building. It has become a gateway to a deeper mystery, one that could challenge everything we know about history, technology, and the very nature of human civilization. And as scientists continue their investigations, one thing is clear: the past is not as distant as we once believed. Joe Rogan, known for his inquisitive nature and open-minded discussions, took a deep dive into the extraordinary implications of Genghis Khan's tomb. Initially struck by the staggering number of lives lost during Khan's conquests, Rogan quickly shifted his focus to the newly uncovered artifacts and scientific mysteries that could rewrite history itself. The discovery posed questions that stretched beyond archaeology, touching on politics, ethics, and even the nature of human civilization. Genghis Khan's influence remains deeply ingrained in Mongolia's national identity. His image adorns currency, government buildings, and historical sites, symbolizing unity and strength. However, the tomb's revelations introduced an entirely new dimension to his legacy. Would these findings reinforce his mythos, or would they challenge deeply held beliefs? Political leaders in Mongolia found themselves navigating a precarious balance, acknowledging the scientific breakthroughs while preserving a cohesive national narrative. Beyond Mongolia, the discovery of the tomb reignited global fascination with the once overlooked nation. Scholars, politicians, and the public alike debated the meaning of the tomb's contents. The involvement of international researchers sparked discussions on heritage preservation, scientific ethics, and national sovereignty. Heated debates arose over who had the right to study the artifacts and whether foreign institutions should be granted access to Genghis Khan's remains. Given the historical wounds of colonial exploitation, Mongolia stood firm in protecting its cultural heritage. The impact on Mongolia's younger generation was profound. Genghis Khan, once confined to history textbooks and national holidays, became a trending topic. Social media platforms exploded with viral memes, passionate debates, and grassroots movements, either defending or questioning the prevailing narrative. The tomb became more than just an archaeological site. It became a battleground of historical identity. But the discovery's effects reached far beyond academia and cultural discourse. It sent shockwaves through the geopolitical landscape. In an era defined by military alliances, economic partnerships, and technological advancements, an ancient tomb had suddenly become a focal point of global intrigue. The involvement of world powers, particularly China and Russia, Mongolia's immediate neighbors, added layers of political complexity. Would Mongolia leverage its newfound prominence on the world stage? How would competing nations position themselves in response to the scientific anomalies uncovered within the tomb? Western powers, including the United States and European Union, also took an interest. Governments dispatched researchers and diplomats to Ulaanbaatar, eager to understand the scientific and historical ramifications. Meanwhile, international organizations such as UNESCO debated whether the tomb should be designated a World Heritage Site, further complicating Mongolia's control over the findings. Ethical dilemmas loomed large. If Genghis Khan's DNA was mapped, should it be made public? Who would control access to this data? And more intriguingly, how would these revelations reshape history? The discussion became philosophical, even existential. If the artifacts truly pointed to a lost knowledge or an undiscovered aspect of human civilization, then the way we perceive history itself could change forever. Joe Rogan, in his signature style, explored every angle of this controversy. Was this an elaborate hoax? A misinterpretation of archaeological evidence, or could it be something far more extraordinary? Some guests on his podcast speculated about the possibility of lost civilizations with advanced knowledge. Others entertained the idea that extraterrestrial contact may have played a role in ancient history, an idea that, while controversial, resonated with those who saw unexplained technological artifacts within the tomb. The discovery forced humanity to confront the limits of its own understanding. Just as the moon landing in 1969 united people around a momentous human achievement, Genghis Khan's tomb united people around an enigmatic mystery. It blurred the lines between history, science, and mythology, leaving the world to wonder, what else don't we know? As scientists continue their investigation, one thing is clear: this discovery is far from over. It has sparked a global reckoning with history, identity, and the unknown. And if Joe Rogan has taught us anything, it's that the questions we ask today may lead to answers we never expected. Thanks for watching. While you're still here, click on the other videos on your screen right now.